Hello everyone, my name is Wilfred Avinja. Welcome back. Subscribe, let's share knowledge, let's learn together. Today we are going to extract data from a data frame. Let's set our working directory. And then we are going to use this data set here. This is a cassava data set named yield data.csv. And this is our script that we're going to use. Let me open the script. So as you know, the first thing to do is to import this data into R. So what you do, you give it a name. You have given it a yield. Then you write the data name. Then you run. As you can see in the environment, this has come as a value. Now we have to make it as data so that it can be read by R. So since this is a cassava data, I choose to call it cassava data. Then we read.csv. We use this command read.csv, and data frame we are going to call it cassava data. The headers is equals to true, meaning the columns have titles. We run that. And now let's first see this cassava data. If we click here, these are columns and these are column titles or column names. We have yield, it's an integer, height is an integer, genotype is a character, rep is an integer. We have 15 observation and 4 variables. These are 4 variables. Rep is a variable, genotype, height and yield is a variable. If we double click, you can see here these are the 4 variables and these are the 15 observation in each variable that we have. So I want to extract rep 1 and show you how to extract only rep 1 information from this rep 1. From this table we extract only rep 1. So what you do, the new data set that has only rep 1, we give it data 0 as it is named. So data 0 is a subset from cassava data that has only rep 1. I want you to see that the equal signs here are 2, means that we are selecting only rep 1. So our data 0 is a subset of cassava data, and this cassava data is only going to have rep 1. So we run this and let's view data 0. Here it is only having rep 1. There's another command of doing the same, but now I'm going to select only rep 2. So let's give this, because we gave this one data 0 as its name, this one let's give it a name called data 01. So data 01 it comes from cassava data, and it's going to have a column called rep, and this column called rep is going to have only a value of 2. So you write cassava data because data 01 is coming from cassava data. Then you specify the column from which we are going to extract our information. The column is rep. This dollar signs means is a column from cassava data. But now the value that we are going to select from rep column is a value which just have only 2. Then we run, and then if you view this by running it, you see it means that data 01 has only rep 2. Now let me show you how to combine these rows. Combining rows, we use a command called rbind. R means row bind. Now we have 2 data frames we have to combine that have same dimensions. We have data frame 0 and data frame 01. So we use rbind to combine data frame 0 and data frame 01. We are going to call the new data frame which is as combine this and this as data n. We use rbind data, we bind data 0 and data 01. Then we run. Then let's view data n. We see if that's combined data 0 and data 01. Here you see this rep 1 and rep 2. So data n is a combination of data 01 and data 0. Similarly, we can also create a new column. First of all, you give the new column a name. For example, in data 0 is here. This is data 0, column ln.yield is equals to log to column yield. You see, in data 0, column ln.yield is a log of yield in data 0. So log of this will be a new column called ln.yield. So let's run this, and if we view, you can see now we have a new column called ln.yield. It is here, which is a log of this yield. You see, we have created a new column. We can combine columns by using a command called cbind. Cbind means column bind. So first, let's create a column. For example, let's sq yield, which means square root yield. We square the yield column, then we make a new column. For example, sq yield is calculated by squaring yield from data 0 data frame. So we created data 0. Remember, in data 0 we have a column called yield. We square that yield, and that column sq yield. We run that. You can view that yield. It's here. sq yield is such column yield in data 0 which has been squared. So we have a new column. So we can combine data 0. We add a new column called s yield. So what you do, let's call this new data frame as data 02. We use a cbind command. Now what are we binding? Which column are we binding? We are combining data 0 columns with sq yield column. Then we run. Then if we view, you see there's another column here. Thank you for watching. See you next time.